Morning, and welcome to our second installment of the Gospel according to Mark as we head towards Holy Week later this month. Today we're going to talk about how the people in Jesus' community reacted to him proclaiming himself the Son of God, the Messiah, the Promised One. And the title, as you may have seen already, is Familiarity Breeds Contempt, but it doesn't have to. Correct me if I'm wrong, but there's just something about a familiar melody that can transform even the most trying of situations into a moment of solace and tranquility. Over the years, I've heard several people say that singing hymns is their favorite part of a church service. Not quite sure why the sermon isn't, but that's a discussion for another day. Many times, it is the memories associated with a particular hymn that create the positive feeling. Other times, it's the lyrics or message conveyed by the song. It may also be that the tune strikes a positive chord within their soul. When one listens to the words of In the Garden and the melody that he gave to me, within my heart is ringing, it's easy to understand why people feel that way about music. Whatever the reason, it is tough to argue that familiarity often provides comfort when we need it most. On the flip side of that, it's also been said that familiarity breeds contempt. Why is that exactly? I guess the theory behind that way of thinking suggests that the closer two or more individuals are, the more comfortable they feel pointing out each other's shortcomings and faults, all the while ignoring their own. Hardly a reflection of the golden rule. If we are the type of people who treat others as we ourselves hope and expect to be treated, then the breeding of contempt should be a non-issue. Familiarity would instead breed a loving kindness among us that more closely resembles the example set for us by the one who taught us to pray, and who did so speaking in terms of the first person plural. Our Father, give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation. Deliver us from evil. Clearly, the focus of the Lord's Prayer is the whole body of Christ. Each of us is included. In this second lesson from the Gospel according to Mark, we are presented with the fact that despite all of his great works up to that point, his own family and community, the very ones who saw him grow up, called Jesus crazy. Clearly, this man whom they had known all their lives was out of his mind. How can this guy, our brother, our neighbor, the kid next door, dare to call himself the Messiah? Oh, the contempt was real, my friends, and familiarity had everything to do with it. I spoke last lesson about the advantage of 20/20 hindsight. We can imagine that in their place, we would not only recognize Jesus as the Christ, but follow him unconditionally as he expected his disciples to do. To that end, I will pose the same question as before. How sure are you that you have not already come face to face with Christ? And more importantly, how sure are you that you responded in a way that pleased him? Something to think about until next lesson.